Hey there everyone. Today I am going to be going through the correct and proper way of filling out a traffic crash report. So as you can see, I'm already open on CAD. What we want to do here is go to Records, New Report, and you're going to select Florida Traffic Crash Report. For the sake of timekeeping, I have already semi-filled out this traffic crash report, but I will go through some of the specifics and basics with you anyway. So for department, obviously select us, Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. For county and city of the crash, you're going to select which county, which city it was in. So pretty much, if it was in city, you select Tampa. Tampa is pretty much anything below Sandy Shores. Sandy Shores and above is going to be Hillsborough County. So for this report, it was in Hillsborough County. Check if in city limits. We're going to click yes if it was inside of the Hillsborough County limit. And here you see we have two options to select. Notified by motorist would be basically a 911 call. So a bystander, for example, calling in to say, "Hey, there's a crash here. This is what happened." That would be a motorist. For law enforcement, it would basically just be if you hear it on the radio. So, for example, if I were to witness a crash, I would call it in. But for the sake of this report, it was a motorist. This crash occurred at Joshua Road, postal 295. The road system identifier is going to be county road if it's in a county road, highway if it's on the highway, city road if it's in a city road. This part is pretty self-explanatory. Now this one, highway in city limits, would be a highway inside of the city. So for example, one of the overpasses in Tampa would be part of the highway. This part here is just a glitch, so we have two city roads, but if we click it, then they're both marked. So it's going to be a county road for the sake of this report. Type of shoulder. Obviously, Joshua Road is pretty paved. If it's unpaved, it's basically going to be part of the desert. If it happened in the desert, so those roads which don't have any tarmac, so pretty self-explanatory. Any unpaved road which you would select unpaved for. A curb would be if it happened like on a curb, if that makes sense. Now for the type of intersection, it would be whatever intersection it happened at. So let's just say it was at a T intersection, because that is very common in the Sandy area. For AOP, it's going to be Hillsborough County, because area of play, area of priority. We wouldn't be going to anything other than the AOP anyway. So it would be Hillsborough County. We've got Tampa, statewide, and other for the correct AOP according to what you have going on. So for crash information, this is basically the weather part. Let's say it happened during daylight. Anything other than that is pretty self-explanatory. You would select what the day condition would be. So what type of light that was going on. Weather condition. Let's just say it was a clear weather. Now we got a roadway surface condition. Let's say it was dry. Everything here self-explanatory. Everything here also. Now for witnesses, we're gonna because I selected here that I was notified by a motorist, we're gonna take a statement perhaps, or even just put their the witness names. You're gonna search up the witness name in CAD, so you should know all how to search up witness names, since it is pretty basic. Now we're gonna search up the person who's here. Sometimes it
warrant,
bugs out.
armed and dangerous, escape risk,
Yeah, we got some
violent, officer
some
Saptic,
bolos out here, but
CCW.
anyway, just ignore that part. We're gonna go to the person in question. He is residence at Zancudo Avenue, postal 293. As you can see, everything is already filled out. Oh, hang on a second. 297, 293. All right. So if there was more than one witness, you can put their names, take statements, whatever. Obviously, their name So however many witnesses, obviously there's only room for three. There probably wouldn't be any more than one or two anyway. For the vehicle information, that would be the vehicles that crashed. So in this case, we have two vehicles that crashed, one-on-one collision. So if it's more than one vehicle, you're gonna click duplicate, which is going to spawn in a separate one. But for this one, we only have two. So to get the vehicle information, first of all, they have to be registered in CAD, and you would just click search. You can even name search it or plate search it, doesn't matter. You guys should know how to do this all from training. And then here, obviously, we have if I like this part because if you do the vehicle search, then it automatically fills out the civilian one as well, so long as you have the correct number of boxes. So we have two vehicles, then you should be duplicating to make two civilian informations. Here you want to check that they have valid license and valid insurance. So you're going to search up the vehicle by going to lookup. You're going to do plate search. You're going to look up the vehicle. You're going to make sure it's registered and active. You're also going to search up the license. You're going to go to name search, enter name, click search, and you're going to see if their license is valid. So obviously, for the sake of this is going to be pretty simple. Everything is valid. Everything is done and dusted. We have two victims of this crash, and then here we have the narrative, which I have already filled out just because of the sake of time. So with narratives, there are a couple key important things which you have to put. Everything is already here. So for example, date and time, when it happened, who was involved, what had happened, where it was at, vehicles involved, victims involved. So for vehicles, if there was especially more than one, they're going to be marked as V1, V2, V3, etc. So V for vehicle, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. You have to include also include if there was any injuries, if you observed any type of so for example, like if anyone could have been under the influence of say for example alcohol. So let's go through this narrative real quick. On June 24th, 2025, approximately 17:45 hours, I, Sergeant D. Jackson, badge number 518, responded to a two-vehicle traffic crash at the intersection of Harmony Lane and Joshua Road in Sandy Shores, postal 295, Hillsborough County, Florida. Upon arrival, I observed Vehicle 1, known as V1, a silver 2018 Toyota Camry, and Vehicle 2, known as V2, a black 2021 Dodge Charger, stopped in the eastbound lanes of Joshua Road with moderate front end damage to V1 and rear end damage to V2. The driver of V1, Jane Doe, stated she was traveling eastbound when she failed to notice V2 slowing for a red light and was unable to stop in time, resulting in a rear end collision. The driver of V2, Cornelius Cornstarch, confirmed he had been slowing down to stop at the red light when he was struck from behind. Both drivers were wearing seatbelts. This is important to note. You must do a quick investigation of the scene to make sure that there is no foul play involved, if everyone was safely traveling, all that good stuff. So both drivers were wearing seatbelts at the time of the crash. No injuries were reported. Both vehicles were moved to the shoulder of the roadway. Then we have a routine check of both drivers' documents showed valid license and active insurance. No signs of impairment were observed in either party. This part is very, very important. Make sure you do this at all times. Vehicle 1 was cited for careless driving under Florida Statute 316.1925. Photographs were taken of the scene and damage. Neither vehicle required towing. The crash scene was cleared at approximately 18:02 hours. That right here is a basic, proper, well-made traffic citation narrative. Sorry, not traffic citation, traffic crash report narrative. And then here we have other units. Obviously, if HCFR is online, then you have to call them for any crash. So let's just click they were involved. So yes, if they're online, it's your responsibility as a TD deputy to call them up to the crash, because no matter what, if they're, for example, trapped, if worst comes to worst, then they need evaluation. EMS transport, obviously we clicked in the report, nobody was injured. Then we have other units that assisted. For example, let's say one FHP unit was on at this time. Let's do FHP 983 T. Mooney, who is a real person, not the exact badge number, but this is just a quick little demonstration. And for the photos, this is also important. You have to take pictures of all damaged things. So for example, you would be taking a picture of the roadway leading up to the crash, just to get a little picture of what the scene looked like. Then you would want to, for vehicle 1, take a picture of the front and rear end, because that's where the damage was. For vehicle 2, it would be the front end, I'm pretty sure. But wherever the damage is at, you should always document it. So for example, if like a lamppost was damaged, you would be taking a picture of the lamppost to show the damage. If a vehicle was sideswiped, you would take a picture of the side of the vehicle. Rear end, you'd take a picture of the rear of the rear-ended vehicle, and front of the vehicle that hit it. And so that's what these images are for. You have to include them. And then just to sign everything off, you've got the observing unit. Let's say it was 518 Sergeant D. Jackson. Yep, you just put your own signature, you put status as open, current date, click that off, and then you leave this bit active for a supervisor to look over and tick off. So this is a basic traffic crash report. If you have any questions, please ask your instructor. They will direct you and guide you. If I have missed out anything, which I doubt I have, the instructors, please come to me and tell me about it. But yes, this is what should be done. And yep, thank you very much for watching.